So today we're going to review some seduction / pickup / interactions with men and women in movie clips to break down how accurate it would be in real life, so you can really take some of those things from the movies or really disregard them, because I think Hollywood has a up and down relationship with what actually works with women. I mean, there's so many rom-coms of like, oh, the sweet little beta innocent. Well, beta's fine, but like the sweet little nice guy who's like overly nice, gets the girl in the end, the super hot girl. And I think it really subconsciously creates this misconception of the guy you gotta be. Also, you don't have to be this super a-hole either. There's a good balance, and I think from my psychological backing that I have a good understanding of what actually works with women. So before we jump into the video, show the video some love by smashing that like button. Also, there's probably gonna be a part 2 because there's a lot of movie clips. If there's any movie clips that I missed that you know of, any famous movies with seduction or pickup or whatever, leave it in the comments below so I can cover them in future videos. And without further ado, we got the pinnacle plant back here. So that's a thing. I feel like I'm Gary Vee. I'm gonna add more and more stuff to this background. All right, let's just jump in. I'm wasting time.
Don't you dare.
Shut up, just shut up. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Who are you?
Hey, I'm Kate.
Hey, Kate. You mind if I introduce you to
I'm
my...
Cal. I got this.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you.
So first thing right off the bat, it's actually really good by Steve Carell's character to take charge and take the lead, introduce himself, not need to be introduced. It's kind of weird, like, hey, here's my friend. He likes you, and it creates this weird interaction. So the fact that he went ahead and introduced himself before Ryan Gosling could was really good. So make sure that you introduce yourself whenever you can, take the lead and the charge in the interaction whenever possible.
This is my friend Jacob. He's just leaving.
Oh. Oh. So that's one way to treat people.
That's one way to treat people.
So can I buy you a drink, Kate?
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm gonna buy you a drink anyway. Grey Goose. Right? Rocks?
So he continues on with the same leading, and if a girl says she doesn't want a drink, don't buy her a drink. Pretty self-explanatory.
Anyway. 2 limes?
I'm 5 years sober. What can I get for you?
Nothing. Go away, we're good.
So what do you do, Cal?
I don't know, what do you do, Kate?
I asked you first.
I asked you second.
A really good point. You know, when you talk to people, girls, they're gonna ask you what you do, who you are, what do you do for a living, yada, 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 what's your name? Now, it's good to break the script, right? Break the mold once in a while and give a funny answer at first to show that you're different, right? Because it's always fucking happens. It's good to break the script once in a while, because whenever you break the script by saying a weird name or putting it on back onto her or saying that you're a funny profession, it shows that you're different. It's something slight, but it actually shows a big difference. But you don't want to carry it on too long. I've had girls where I would keep on the same joke. I'm not telling a girl what I do, and then she gets annoyed. So say the joke once or twice about what you do or where you're from. Say you're from like your mama or like Mars or something stupid, right? Just to show that you're different, and then continue back on with your normal script after a while if she's genuinely interested.
Seriously, what do you do?
Seriously, what do you do?
Okay, I'm a teacher.
Boring. Come on. You gotta keep it interesting. Interest me.
I studied at Oxford University.
Boring.
5 years.
Wow. Teacher with an alcohol dependency who studied it.
So this is a prime example of someone who, I've seen this so many times. I've done a video with stages of dating in men. You can check out the card right there. But essentially, when guys go from a super nice guy and then they learn these attraction tactics and how to be more assertive, they way overcompensate and they become an asshole, right? And they learn that it's better to get a reaction than no reaction from the girl because they're used to being ignored all the time. But you can go a little too far and a girl will just be turned off. I mean, it's okay to be nice. It's that healthy balance of not being a pushover, but not being a dick, right? Just being assertive, knowing what your values are. And so if you find something generally boring in a girl, you can tell her, but I mean, you can tell when it's overboard. Just read the girl's social cues.
Carrot, honey.
Who looks like a carrot? Hi. Who looks like a carrot?
Conan O'Brien.
So the first thing you notice is that a lot of guys, I'm sure you yourself, you've been listening to 2 girls talk and you don't want to interrupt their conversation. Look, they want a cute guy or just a guy in general to come over and break things up. They're there in a social place to most likely meet other people. So don't feel bad like Ryan does here to insert yourself into the conversation. If they find it rude or they say, oh, we're just gonna be by ourselves today, fine, you can exit, but always lean on assuming that they want you to talk to them. And that's what he does here.
My friend, Hannah here thinks he's sexy.
That's weird because I think that your friend Hannah is really sexy.
Oh my God.
So there you go. That is a sign of someone who's very confident, being direct, not really caring what the girl thinks. He puts himself out there. He finds her attractive and he's gonna say so. This is someone who has high abundance and really doesn't care what someone else thinks.
You did not just say that. How old are you?
What are you, a lawyer?
A little bit.
Come on.
I know.
So there you go. That's an example of a shit test right there. She asks how old he is and look at his immediate wit response saying that she's a lawyer, right? I mean, that's the perfect, he like doesn't take it seriously, doesn't give a generic answer. He throws it right back at her saying, are you a lawyer?
You on? Is she?
Gonna be.
Don't you think you're a little old to be using cheesy pickup lines?
Objection. Leading the witness. Wow, Hannah, you're really wearing that dress like you're doing it.
Again, another test right off the bat, and he handles it perfectly by going with the whole lawyer theme that they set up.
In a favor.
Oh, God.
That's a line. Me sitting over there for the past 2 hours not being able to take my eyes off of you is a fact. I mean, there's lots of beautiful women in this bar, your friend included. Hi.
I love you.
But I can't take my eyes off of you. That's a fact. It's not a line. I find you very attractive. Permission to approach the bench.
Seriously?
Just come on, let me deliver my closing argument. I guarantee you this, you're never gonna regret going home with that guy from the bar that one time that was a total tomcat in the sack. But I can't guarantee that you won't not regret it.
That's a double negative.
You're a double negative.
So that's actually where he messes up. Like throwing out the whole idea of sex right away. It's too forward. A girl doesn't want to admit that she's willing to have sex with someone right off the bat especially. So I highly recommend you don't do something like that. As confident as it is, it's really recognizing the social nuances of things, and a woman's not going to objectively say, with her friend right across from her too, even though she was all googly-eyed and everything, that she's willing to go home with a guy right away. So don't ever do that. Let's move on to the movie that I've been called a lot. When I tell people what I do for a living, they always call me this.
Martini, dirty.
Hi. I noticed your glass was getting a little low, so I took the liberty of bringing you another apple martini.
Thank you.
And I couldn't help but notice you look a lot like my next girlfriend.
So first, right off the bat, before there's any interaction, I personally don't buy girls drinks that I don't know. It's just something I just don't do. I mean, when you buy a girl a drink and you don't know her, it signals a lot of things to her. One being that you have to give her something extra in order to get with her or talk to her. And two, that no, just the one, that you have to really give her something extra. And every guy wants to buy a girl a drink. And it's okay once you get to know a girl, you're talking to her for a couple hours or you're on a date with her, that's completely fine. But when you first meet a girl, you walk up to her and give her a drink, it just signals that you're just another basic dude.
What's your name?
They call me Chip.
You can't get him to stop?
That was funny.
Listen, Chip, I understand the courage it takes to walk across a room and try to generate a relationship out of thin air, so don't take the following personally.
You have fantastic eyes.
Thanks. Try to listen. But this is no reflection on you. I'm just not interested. But thank you for the compliment.
I wish most girls were like that, where they were just straight up and honest. I mean, man, if any girls are watching this, like, say it like, you know, Eva Mendes does. Just straight to the point, honest. She's still nice about it. She's not being a bitch. So, yeah, I wish most girls would kind of say it like that.
And to even speak to someone that looks like you. But on the other hand, should that be your problem?
So life's kind of hard all around.
I mean, you're sending all the right signals. No earrings, heels under 2 inches, your hair is pulled back, you're wearing reading glasses with no book, drinking a Grey Goose martini, which means you had a hell of a week and a beer just wouldn't do it. Because who's gonna believe that there's a man out there that could sit down beside a woman he doesn't know and genuinely be interested in who she is, what she does, without his own agenda?
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what that would look like.
Well, he'd say, my name is Alex Hitchens and I'm a consultant. But she wouldn't be interested in that because she'd probably be just counting the seconds until he left, which life experience has taught her is a virtual certainty.
I'm Sarah Milas. I run the gossip column at The Standard. And then he'd ask all these penetrating questions about it because he was sincerely, if atypically, interested.
No,
No.
he'd be interested.
So this is actually really great. I would actually recommend you try this. He's calling out the interaction between men and women in a bar situation. And it's very different. Like, I've gone up to girls where I would say, like, a guy would go up to her and then she would shoo him away. And I would talk about how most men don't know how to talk to women. And we would actually bond on that, and it would be a great entry point to show that I'm different. So this is actually something really good. Don't use it as a technique or trick. Be genuinely interested in talking to the girl about how she views other guys in the bar, or the whole dating interaction or cold approach or whatever it is. You'd be surprised of the level of awesome interaction you have with a girl and how she thinks about these things.
But he'd see that there was no way he could possibly make her realize that he was for real.
He could be funny and charming and refreshingly original.
Wouldn't help.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Not really. They'd both probably go on to lead the lives they were headed toward, and my guess is they'd do just fine. It's a pleasure to have met you, Sarah Milas.
So the walk away, the whole takeaway. Now, this does work because you do stand out, but I would say overall, don't do it. Because when you walk away from a girl after having an interaction with her, a positive interaction, yeah, she might be like, oh, that guy was different. But I'm telling you, in her world, in an attractive girl's world, in the next 10 minutes, some other guy's gonna come up to her and she's gonna forget about you. And also she's gonna think, okay, if he walked away, then he's not genuinely interested in me. I mean, it's worked a couple times for me, but it wasn't a trick or a tactic. I was just generally like, all right, I'm gonna go see my other friends and not hanging around you anymore because I don't feel like I need to. And it worked out. But never do the takeaway of walking away from a girl as some tactic or technique to be like, yeah, I walked away from her. I don't need a girl like that. Because ultimately, she's gonna go home with a guy or get to know the guy or date the guy that stays in interaction with her because he's showing that he's interested. Thanks for watching the video up until this point, Pinnacle person. No, I did not go put a random douchey scarf on. It's a couple days later, I'm going to a music festival called Cross. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyways, if you're watching the video up until this point, remember I have my course, Effortless Attraction, which really is gonna help you set up your life and become the best version of yourself, the most attractive version of yourself, where you're no longer nervous with girls, you are no longer in your head, you're walking up confidently, you're not living with regret anymore, and you're getting part of this life handled. You're getting this part of your life handled. I've helped plenty of men along this process of my coaching. If you want to be the next one to really hammer home and not really have any nervous anxiety feelings around girls, to be relaxed and also portray your best self, to not be needy, to not worry about the text of the girl, all of that plus more, set up a call with me. We'll set up a strategy to see what kind of belief systems and patterns you have about who you see yourself as a guy and how attractive you are, and set forth a new strategy for you to really become the most attractive version of yourself. So if that sounds good, the link will be in the top of the description.